everyone. I'm Indiana born. I grew up in Indiana, and I find the history to be particularly interesting to me because of that. And I think most people are like that, even if they don't like their home state or like their country or their ethnicity. You can still feel like more proud of something because you were just like born there, you were like that. And so today's history corner is going to be about Indiana's all fucked up. It's going to be the good and the bad. Just to give you a little list of the names that we're going to talk about in this video. Ryan White, Belle Gunness, Jared Fogle, James Dean, and the Indiana Ku Klux Klan, so the KKK in Indiana. So I'm just going to do these as I have them written down, which is not good or bad, which is not categorized as good or bad. So I'm just going to go down the list. Okay, so the first one, I was watching the 80s documentary on Netflix. There's also the 60s and the 70s if you're into that. And I highly recommend it. It's good. Whatever decade you're most into, you should go watch it and learn more about that decade. And anyways, so Ryan White, he showed up because there was a whole episode on the AIDS epidemic that was happening at the time, because the surgeons and gay men, having sex and stuff was huge. And, but the thing with Ryan White, and okay, he was born in Kokomo, Indiana. God damn it. And hemophilia, he had hemophilia, and you're born with hemophilia. And hemophilia is when your blood doesn't clot easily, so you need a lot of blood transfusions. So at the time, before the time, I think the early 80s, gay men could give blood, because AIDS wasn't a big deal. But then after the early 80s, the late 80s, gay men couldn't get blood because of AIDS. So Ryan White wasn't gay. He had hemophilia and he had to get blood transfusions. But the thing that made his case stand out is because he was very young. He was still in school. He was 16. And but after he had AIDS, he couldn't go. He wasn't allowed in school. And everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Everyone was freaking the fuck out. And yeah, I think I cried. I cried over him because his mom said something in the documentary, and she was, and I was like, "Stop it," and I cried. Yeah. And he died at the age of 18, I believe. So very, very young. All because of AIDS. So sad. Belle Gunness. Okay, so Belle Gunness was born in Norway, which really surprised me. I was like, oh, okay. But came to America. I don't know by what. I just know that she was in my city. And I live in LaPorte, Indiana. And it's kind of not really that big of a deal here, but I mean, that's all we're known for, But anyways, she was known as the first girl serial killer. And the police people believe that she killed 40 people. But the thing that made her known the most is in LaPorte, Indiana, where she was believed to be dead, but everyone here doesn't believe she's dead. She probably just ran off somewhere. And she had 3 children, I believe, and a husband, and she murdered her husband and then set the house on fire with her 3 children in it. And now the farm, if you go here, it's just land now, and people do live by it and they hear stuff sometimes. At least that's what people told me. And yeah, so I don't believe she died here. I think she ran away, she ran off, and she's probably dead now because that was 1904 or some shit. So anyways, Jared Fogle. I don't have any notes for this one, but Jared Fogle. He was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. And if you don't know about him, he was like the subway guy who got who did he molest? I Yeah, he probably did. Like because I heard some of his like tapes that he was like being recorded on, and he was so fucked up. He was a fucked up guy, and yeah, that's he's a fucked up guy. But that's why it's called Indiana's all fucked up. Ha! Kill me, James Dean. I love James Dean. I was a big James Dean fan for a while, and I didn't even know who. I think everyone has heard of James Dean because he's in that one song. What is it called? Oh, American Pie, I think. Yeah, that song. Everyone knows that song, and his name is mentioned, and he was like a pop cultural icon of the 50s, bitch. And then he died, so like, yeah. He only made 3 movies. Anyways, he was born in Marion, Indiana. And I know he was born in Marion, Indiana. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And he grew up there till the age of 5 because after that his like mother died. And then he moved to Fairmount, Indiana, with his grandparents, and he lived on a farm. And I love James Dean so much. I'm like, I don't know how someone that hot, that cool, that fucking swag. I almost said swag. This is not 2015. I don't know how someone like that can just come from here. Like, icon. I love him. I really do. I've seen all of his movies. The best one is East of Eden, and I don't care what anyone says. East of Eden is the best James Dean movie. So, and now finally the Indiana KKK, and so like it started after World War I, and there was only like 2,000 members, so it was pretty small. But then like I think in the 1908 and like 1925, there was like 250,000 members. And some of these members were like high-ranking officials, like people in politics, you know? The governor of Indiana was like in it. And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit. Apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but my mom told me this, so everything mom tells me is true. But apparently, it's still very big in like Knox, Indiana. It was never big in like LaPorte, like no, Northwest. No, wait, yeah, Knox is Northwest, but I mean like it wasn't prevalent in my city, but it was prevalent in Knox, Evansville. I forgot what else, but those were like the top two. Oh, North Judson. Those were the top 3 that come to mind. And apparently it's still prevalent to today. Like there's still KKK members. Of course there's going to be racist people out there. And it wasn't just in Indiana. It's just like this is like the Indiana badly explained history by a 14-year-old girl. So like if you're into that, links to my Patreon is in the bio. Is that what they call it? Bio? Yeah. What? Bio? What do they call it? Whatever. If you see why I have this like tilted, it's because I want everybody